Good morning, boys and girls. It's time for the joy of good vibes painting with Bob Ross, brought to you by the Happy Little Ohio River Museum, Strickland Propane, and the Flying Pig Coffee Shop. Bob just loves the Flying Pig Coffee Shop. Let's run the colors. First thing we're going to see here is our directive, which the type is in Flying Pig Black. You want to organize your essay around the purposes. This is for question 2 for analysis. Those of you on prompt committee, we're going to go over the question 2 instructions that you missed. Let's get into it. Organize your essay around the purposes the author achieves. That's what you want to do, boys and girls. You want to hit purpose. You want to hit the effects he or she engenders in the audience, and the philosophical points that the author wants the audience to internalize. I guarantee you, you make your happy little essay about that, and you'll have a happy little 5 out of 5 in your exam, or at least a 6 out of 6 on your analysis. Again, the purposes the author achieves. What's the inner purpose in what they're trying to do? What are the effects that they're trying to engender? What are the philosophical points? You could do one of each. You could do 3 of one of those. You could do any combination. But if you're thinking of purpose, effect, and points, the arguments, for your thesis in your organization, that will set you up for thorough, well-developed success. And look at the model for Dr. King: meaningful change, moral and philosophical foundations, continuation of American tradition. I would love to write happy little paragraphs or paint happy little paintings about that, weaving in all kinds of analysis. Some other tips: reflect on what the author wants you to internalize. What are they trying to get you to believe, or what are they trying to get you to feel? Channel into that when you're reading the passage. Why is it important? When you bring up details, why are they important? You'll see that in the happy little sample we have from Emily Janey today. What's the rhetorical situation? What's going on at the time? Most of these prompts they give you, there's a situation going on. 2013, Obama's eulogy from Rosa Parks. That was a 2021 prompt. A lot of racial problems in America in 2013. A lot of racial problems today. If you bring up all that historical circumstance, you'll have another layer to go to in your analysis. It adds depth, boys and girls, just like a nice little array of happy little trees, like our happy little writer's flower sunshine that we got in the background. Have convincing links between the purposes and the moves, and focus on what the authors want the audience to internalize. What is it they want you to believe inside of you as they're speaking? If you look at it that way, you'll have a much deeper, nuanced perspective. Go with it as the passage flows, and focus on basics. Tone. But don't just say he uses tone. Anybody uses tone. What type of tone? Commanding tone, domineering tone, patient tone, guiding tone. What appeals? What types of emotions? Guilt, shame, honor, respect, regard, logic. What type of thoughts does he want? Thoughts of appreciation, thoughts of admiration, thoughts of urgency to a call to action. Okay. What emotions are appealed to, and what's the situation? Here's some advice from a happy little quesadilla a couple of years ago. Be specific. Be specific. Don't gloss over. The author uses forceful diction, compassionate diction, empathetic diction, all those happy little types of diction. Don't summarize. Write for someone who's an expert in the speech, and you're breaking it down, you're analyzing it. And let your writing reflect your high intelligence. You have an elite intelligence, superior work ethic. That's why you're in the elite group here. Let your writing reflect that, with vivid language, compelling analysis. For the sophistication point, it's got to be convincing all the time. And that means thoughtful on an analysis essay. Think deeply about it. Don't worry about taking a risk. You might uncover a new layer, like an onion, like my happy little friend Shrek. Well, he's not so little. Vivid, effective, hit complexities, hit purpose all the time. Argument, purpose, effect on audience. Go ape. Argument, purpose, effect on audience and exigence. Go ape. Okay, that's the only way you can cook it up. Full send, straight dope, savage. Huh. Okay. Hit the significance and the relevance of the writer's rhetorical choices. So we got a happy little essay here from Emily Janey that we're going to get into. I'm going to pause it for a second here, though, and kind of collect my thoughts. Thoughts collected, thanks largely in part to Adam's Flying Pig Coffee Shop, where you can get a great coffee if Eric Green can stop looking at himself in the mirror. As the human race develops both technologically and socially, the immense distance between mankind and nature grows bit by bit. That's what that passage was about, Last Child in the Woods. Mankind and nature growing. Television takes the place of looking out the window, just as playing intense video games overshadows the joy of playing outside. In Louv's piece, he powerfully argues that humanity has grown aloof to nature through diction that emphasizes um, unnatural human action, intense rhetorical questioning, and illuminating humanity's mindset, and repetition of certain phrases about the separation between the past and present generation. Evoking the separation between the past and present generation. She's got 3 or 4 things, and she said in a lunch session that she layered it, really strongly. She really tried to layer it and work her plan. At the beginning of Louv's moving piece, the evident distance between humanity and nature is highlighted by human action. While nature demands respect, humans seemingly view nature as a business opportunity. Louvre emphasizes the fact that advertisers stamp their messages into um, natural settings around them, all for the money produced. Louv's implementation of the word stamp introduces a concrete concept. Humans forcibly alter the landscape around them with little to no consideration for life. Instead of individuals noting the vivacity, notice the vivacity of our own language, of their surroundings, Louvre makes it clear that um, humans foolishly, um, that's a bad scan. Let's just say embrace the notion that they can own nature, even though nature truly has a hold on mankind, on them. Nature is indeed noted as an independent entity, according to Louvre, of course, that is awarded no respect by humanity and is rather taken advantage of. Louvre constructs the idea that humanity has a concept of synthetic nature, only further separating themselves from their surroundings, which enables humanity to flourish. Instead of being treated as a business object, Louvre desires the audience to recognize that the natural aspects of the world should be respected and not disturbed. The audience is encouraged to picture nature as a counterpart rather than a subordinate, ultimately promoting respect and lack of human interference. That's a sophisticated perspective. And I caught 5 or 6 times that she referenced Louvre, not just at the beginning of the sentence, but throughout the middle of it, in order to make it perceptive and to get back to analyzing. The best way to keep your analytical focus is to keep mentioning the author and say, by doing this, he's able to do that. By penning it this way, he's able to achieve this effect. By constructing it this way, he's able to strengthen his purpose. Just think of NSYNC. Buy this, buy that, and what's he able to do? In addition to Louvre including forceful verbs, which push the notion of harsh human action, internal questioning, and the repetition of certain phrases, so she joined 2 claims together, shines a light on humanity's progression away from nature. What a beautiful claim. Hits the purpose, hits the choices, hits the vivid style. While the enemies, while the, hold on. eagerness to be surrounded by nature once flowed through society. Society has since halted the flow and abandoned nature. As Louvre buttresses the concept that the human race has built a wall of separation between mankind and nature, the question of why so many people no longer consider the physical world worth watching is proposed directly. So it's a direct question. Why don't people consider that? That is one analytical observation after another. Even though the multitude of reasons behind the lack of the individual's love for humanity is drilled into the minds, or the lack of care individuals have for humanity is drilled into the minds of the audience through Louvre's questioning. Louvre wants the audience, again, what is his purpose? He wants the audience to recognize that nature is not at fault, other humans are. That's purpose, that's effect, that's argument. There is no clear answer to Louvre's question, a fact that Louvre utilized to build to the point that the wall between humanity and nature must be torn down. In fact, Louvre includes these questions to call attention to the odd behavior of society that creates an even harmful separation when we continue to do so. So she could have ended that paragraph right now, and it would have been, well, actually, she did end that. I think that's Emily's happy little paragraph symbol. Moreover, as Louvre contrasts the experiences of the current and future generations to the past generations, his parallelism and repetition of we, what did it do? Force a distinction in society caused by nature. Notice she doesn't say the third strategy he uses is parallelism, because that's dumbing down your writing. You want your writing to be elevated. You know, he utilizes parallelism to do what? Okay. To emphasize the distinction in society caused by nature. Today, society um, encourages technological usage constantly, resulting in attention being directed to mobile phones and devices rather than the surrounding world. That's a connection to exigence. That's the rhetorical situation today. Always remember there's two exigences, the time of the speech and the modern day. So you always have that to go to. Um, Due to this separation and ultimate aloofness to nature, Louvre repeats sentences beginning with "we saw," "we were," "we stared," "we held," all in the past tense, in order to recognize a sense of action that past society had in nature in juxtaposition to our inaction. Okay, rather than embracing nature, exploring nature, and admiring nature, the current generation almost shuns nature and refuses to forge any bond with the natural world. This analyzes while the evidence is presented, but not only that, it juxtaposes Louvre's past reality with our current aloofness. And that's a highly perceptive, highly sophisticated thing to do. But all she did was just look at the text and find sublayers, things that he was really trying to convey. I almost think that she was sympathizing with the author. If you can sympathize with an author, you can understand an author thoroughly and fully. Therefore, Louvre incorporates as the best statements, these statements of action, to reinforce that while people collectively viewed nature in the past, the collective admiration has faded throughout time. Due to this, Louvre desperately attempts to inspire the audience to venture into nature and repair that bond. Louvre stresses the pure joy of experiencing nature. Bob Ross is getting into this here, appreciating our surroundings as well as the benefits of doing so. Why? Why does Louvre do this? All to encourage society to change. He wants society to change. He wants society to recognize that a piece of experience can result um, from venturing into the world. A pleasurable experience, sorry. It's a deeper view of the intended effect on nature. Overall, Louvre passionately argues, okay, there we go. We've got that hook. That society has become detached from nature through repetition to emphasize the separation of natural experiences past and future society has had. Ardent rhetorical questioning, which points out the illogical, distant behavior of society with nature, and diction indicating how manipulative humans are towards nature. Now, what she did was she reiterated her thesis, but she planted little saplings of purpose and effect in between her claims to continue analyzing through the conclusion. Do that. Plant those happy little saplings. Although society now has built a wall separating the natural aspects of the world and humanity, it is apparent that Louvre still holds the belief that the wall would be decimated. Great verb choice. Without the decimation of the wall, society will fall into an abyss with no natural experiences and no appreciation of nature. What she did there, boys and girls, was she analyzed the whole passage as it flowed together. So I hope this analysis helps you get ready for Tuesday. You guys have come so far from when we had our videos a year or so ago, and we didn't know what was happening one day to the next, how we were going to get instruction together, and how we were going to grow learning together. But you guys have pushed so hard. Bob Ross is so proud of you. Okay. The Ohio River Museum is so proud of you. And Adam's Flying Pig is so proud of you. Y'all have a great day. I hope this video helped you, especially if you struggle with question 2 rhetorical analysis. Have a good day, guys.
Ooh, yeah! Macho Man merchandise! Ooh, yeah! Proudly sponsoring this video, yeah! Come on down to Macho Man merchandise. We got Batman figurines. No Hulk Hogan figurines. No, we don't need him. It's lit! Dig it! You want full send flags? We got full send flags. Ooh, yeah! You want heavy metal t-shirts? We got heavy metal t-shirts. And the hottest merch in the land. Ooh, yeah. No, it's not just the woo! Nature Boy! Ric Flair! It's the hottest merch in the land, baby. Ooh, yeah. The kind of merch that makes you say, "Sa dude." So come on down to the Macho merch store. Ooh, yeah, dig it. Snap